Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose, is a standing balance. So that means it's going to work the strength of our leg, of our core, and also work the hamstring flexibility of the standing leg. It has a similar base to some of the poses we've already looked at, Warrior Two, side angle, and triangle, with our hips facing the side and the front leg externally rotated. So let's go ahead and start in triangle pose. I am going to put my left foot forward. The heel of the left foot should be about intersecting the middle of the right foot. Tip your hips back to the right, lengthen through the sides of your waist, and bring your left hand down, maybe onto your shin, maybe onto a block, maybe all the way to the mat. From here, bend your left knee, bring your right hand to your right hip, and for us just starting, I'm going to grab a block. Place the block so that it lines up with about the pinky toe of your left foot and maybe about a foot in front of the foot. Then step your right foot in a few steps. Hand is resting on the block, and slowly press into your left foot. Lift your right leg up. You want your right leg to end up being about parallel with the ground. It might be slightly higher. Flex through your right foot and really press through your right heel and point your toes to the side of the mat. It's like you're standing on your right foot even though it's just in space. By pressing through your right heel, you're going to help stabilize. You also really want to engage your left glute. Engaging that glute is what helps to turn your hips open to the right. From there, you can take your right hand and lift it up to the sky. Make sure that it is in line with your shoulder and you're not leading your hand back farther than your shoulder is. It is difficult to turn completely to the side, so you might not be pointing straight up. And then the last step is to start shifting your gaze. As you shift your gaze, it will be harder to balance. Over time, your gaze might go from down to the side to potentially up to your hand. Half moon pose. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind. Definitely use the block if you want to help give yourself a little bit more space, lengthen your arms a little bit. That will also help so that you don't need to be as flexible in your hamstring. Another thing to keep in mind, the block helps here as well, is we have a tendency to keep our shoulders towards the mat. So we really want to make sure that we are opening to the side. Again, it might not be all the way to the side, but squeeze your standing leg, your glutes, so that you can externally rotate through your hips and come to face the side as much as you can. If you want to amp it up a little bit, you can try to lift that left hand, because we really shouldn't be putting too much weight into the bottom hand. Whether it's on a block or on the mat, the weight isn't in the hand, the weight is in the foot. So over time, come up just onto your fingertips, and then maybe you're able to bring the hand up to your chest. A couple more modifications you can take to help you really feel what it feels like and get the base and the setup for the pose is to use the wall. There's two different ways you could do that. The first one, set yourself up so you're about a leg distance away from the wall, and then turn away from the wall. Go ahead and you can use either leg, whichever one you want to put back there. You're going to reach your leg back. Go ahead and grab the block too. Place it down, reach your leg back, find the wall. You might need to adjust. You want your foot pressing into the wall, and then turn to face the side. Squeeze the glutes of your standing leg, press your foot into the wall. So before, when I said it's like you're standing on that top leg, now you really do get to press your foot into the wall, and then turn your chest to the side, Turn your gaze maybe to the side, maybe all the way up to your hand. That's one way you can use the wall. Another way you can use the wall is to put your back right up against the wall. So I'm going to put my right foot down this time. Block about a foot in front of my foot, just to the outside of my foot. And then just bring my hips right up against the wall. So I'm trying to get both hips. This top hip is not going to touch. But as much as I can, I'm trying to get both hips towards onto the wall, pressing the heel of my extended leg into the wall, and then bring my hand up as well, and then maybe my gaze. Half moon pose, a great standing balance, a great leg and core strengthener. If you have any questions, leave them for me in the comments.